Okay, so in this video I'm going to talk you through how to put in a citation and reference manually, so not using any referencing software. To be honest, if you're not familiar with the likes of Mendeley and you're not using any more than 20 references and citations in 20 references in a document, you're probably as quick to do them manually. Where the citation software is worth learning is when you're using, 30, 40, 50, several hundred references. So let's assume that in this document I want to add in a citation from a textbook. Now you can't see the textbook, but the one I'm going to refer to is Large Animal Clinical Procedures for Vet Technicians by Kristen Holt-Crew Bowling, and it's the 3rd edition. So I have that sitting on the desk beside me. That's me rustling the pages. I also have a copy of the DkIT Guide to Harvard Referencing. So again, that's beside me. So what information do I want to cite from this textbook? So let's say I want to put in a little piece on ventilation or rates of breathing. So let's see. Look up my reference. And it's telling me that ventilation is on page 316 of the book. So I'm going to go and just check that's the right information that I want to reference. Sorry, my neighbour is using a power hose to wash their patio at the moment, so if you can hear stuff in the background, that's what it is. Okay, so I've checked in the book, the information I want to put in is there. So I'm going to find out in my document where I want to put in the citation. Okay. Yeah, here it is. I want to talk about ventilating using an anaesthetic machine. So this book has a section on that. So I want to put my citation from that book at the end of this paragraph here. It's talking about dead space. So I'm going to put my cursor where I want the citation. I'm going to open bracket and I'm going to put in the citation. So I'm citing from a textbook. So if I have a look at the DkIT Guide to Harvard Referencing and look at citing authors, this book has one author. So look on page 4 of the DkIT Guide to Harvard Referencing. Section 3.2, citation with one author is open bracket author surname year. So in this case it's going to be Holt-Crew Bowling. And how do I know what year the book was published in? I'm going to look inside the front cover and it will tell me on one of the pages there, it'll have the information about the book. So this edition is from 2016. So it's Holt-Crew Bowling 2016. Now, whether you put in the comma or not, the previous version of the Guide to Harvard Referencing had commas. If we look at the current one, you can see it just has author year. So I'm going to take that comma out. Now again, I'm not going to get very excited if you do or don't put in the comma, as long as you're consistent. So if you put a comma in the first citation, put them in all the rest of them. If you don't put it in one of them, don't put in any of them. So just pick what you're going to do and stick with that. Grand, so that's my citation, and I'm showing where this information about ventilating the folded anaesthetic machine is coming from. I now want to go down and add this citation to my reference list. So if someone wants to go and read that book, and give them the information they need. So if I want to cite a textbook, I'm now going to look at my DkIT Guide to Harvard Referencing and look in the referencing section, section 4 for books. So it's telling me a book is section 4.1.1 on page 9. I'm going to open page 9 of the Guide to Harvard Referencing, and I'm going to follow the instructions in the right hand column for the reference. So it's telling me first thing is the author's surname. So again, that's Holt-Crew Bowling. Then it's comma and their initials. So again, look at the front cover of the book to get her initials. She's K, full stop. Only has one initial. Then it has open bracket, the year is 2016. We just looked that up. Full stop. Then it has the name of the book in italics. So I'm going to switch to italics. And this is Large Animal Clinical Procedures for Veterinary Technicians. Now, we normally tell you to only use capital letters for proper nouns like say the name of a person or a city or a country. But in referencing, you rewrite the name in the book exactly as it appears on the book. So in this case, it's an American publication. Americans like capital letters, so they have capitals on large animal clinical procedures and veterinary technicians, but for is with a small f. So I'll write it exactly like that. Okay. This doesn't have a subtitle, so now I'm going to put in a full stop. I'm going to turn italics off because the rest of the reference isn't in italics. The next thing it wants to know is the edition. So looking at the cover of the book, this is the 3rd edition. Okay. And then the next thing it wants is place of publication and publisher. Now, place of publication, again, you'll find that look inside the front cover. Okay, and now it's the city that the publisher is based in, not where the author works. So in this case, it's telling me the city is St. Louis, Missouri. So St. Louis. Then I have a colon, and then I have the publisher. Again, look inside the front cover. This is Elsevier. Grand. So I'm going to save that now. That's my citation and reference in for the textbook I'm after using to get that information from. And you just repeat that for any sources you have. Keep referring to your DkIT guide to Harvard referencing to make sure you're laying it out exactly. Now you have to be precise. If, for example, I came back and didn't put the, left out the full stop there after the K, that's technically not correct. It is fiddly, but you need to go through it and take your time doing this and check as you go along that you're laying them out correctly, right down to every single full stop and comma and apostrophe and so on. Okay, I forgot to put in addition there as well. So now you can see in this case, Word knows that's a superscript, so it's turned on superscription, and my RD is hopped up to indicate 3rd. However, it's still doing it here. I want to turn it off again. So to turn it off, you click on your subscript option here to turn it back off again. Now we want to put in addition, full stop, 3rd edition. You don't have to put in the edition if it's the 1st edition. If that's left empty, it's assumed to be the 1st edition. Okay, thank you.